Okay, so this is an updated Technomancer build. Had a few people a while back ask me what I was running, and I finally kind of perfected the build. So here we go. So my ad clearing weapon is a Bone Shrapnel Dark Sacrifice Earthborn Renegade. Unfortunately, you can't air quote scum this anymore. You can't really bug it out to where you can farm the super high stat roll, so you kind of just gotta get lucky with whatever weapons drop now. They also changed Dark Sacrifice with this most recent patch. So the 75 weapon damage bonus is permanent. Thankfully, that makes it usable. And it still drains up to 50% of your max health, which is still... I mean, it sucks, but like, whatever. It's fine. As long as you're shooting things and getting kills, it doesn't really do that much. My boss killing weapon is the same AR, but with Gravediggers instead of Bone Shrapnel. It shreds bosses, as you'll see in the gameplay. We have bonus firepower, long range close range on every single piece of gear, as you'll see. We have Bloodlust, Critstack, Sharp Eye, Toxic Lead, Euthaniser, Radical Therapy, Mitigation from Death, and Dum Dum Bullets, and Critical Analysis, Captain Hunter. So I wish I could trade out Critical Analysis for something like Kingslayer. That'd be okay, I think. 15% crit damage isn't great anymore. They used to be 30% when I had the build made originally, but they changed it for whatever reason. So I would like to change Critical Analysis for Kingslayer would be the move. Bloodlust Critstack just gives you a lot of damage. ADSing, you know, you're going to be ADSing with this class with Technomancer anyway. So Bloodlust is the play. 100% value. Critstack, just extra crit damage when you hit, or extra firepower, excuse me. Extra firepower when you hit crits, and you're always shooting for crits. Sharp Eye, same thing as Bloodlust, it just goes hand in hand. It's literally the same mod, but at tier 3, and it does not deteriorate anymore. Toxic Lead's how we get our ammo back. Just killing things gives us our ammo back with Toxic Lead, it's really nice. Euthaniser, Radical Therapy, that's combined 40% more damage to toxic enemies. And since our skill, Blighted Rounds, which is the whole point of the build, applies toxic to enemies and enemies in the area, it's just 40% extra damage. It's free, actually a necessity. Mitigation from Death is our only survivability mod. Mitigation from Death, killing enemies while aiming down sights grants 45,000 armor for 10 seconds, stacks up to 3 times. So it's basically giving us almost 150,000 extra armor on top of the 52,000 that we have for mitigation. And if once we stack this up, we have 50% physical damage reduction now. Once we stack it up, I think it's like 79, 78%. And 85% is the max. So we're really close to the max as it is once we have it stacked. Dum Dum Bullets, just flat AR damage. It's okay. Not great, but I don't really know what else to use with this. Critical Analysis, like I said, it's 13% or 15% critical damage. Not great anymore, but it's okay. And then Captain Hunter's a necessity. For the skills, like I said, we're using Blighted Rounds. It's the whole point of the build. Blighted Turret, just to throw on cooldown, basically. Which we'll get into in a second. And Shrapnel, also to just kind of throw on cooldown. This is the class tree. It's a Pestilence-based build, like most Technomancer builds are. We have the weapon damage, weapon leech, armor pierce, because we have to take it. Armor pierce doesn't do anything unless you're using something other than Blighted Rounds. It just bypasses it. I'm going to spec into the vulnerability. Then we can go to the nitrogen capsules, BR8 impact amplifier, then another nitrogen capsules. We do grab the cannonades since we are using Shrapnel for the extra 30% damage. Enemies afflicted with toxic receive 10% more damage. And increase 8% weapon damage. Assault Master just 20% flat AR damage, necessity. Another 12% AR damage, necessity. Armor Pierce, again, doesn't do anything. Increased damage received from all sources by 15% and dealt by 20%. So, this is a personal preference, but for the build that I'm going for, which is a straight damage build, this is the way to go. If you don't want to take 15% damage, that's totally up to you, but you do lose out on just a flat 20% extra damage to everything. And with the game stacking multiplicatively, that equates to a lot of extra damage. The long range damage by 30% is absurd. Can't not get it, but it would be a necessity if we could, go around it. Magazine size 50%. Enemies afflicted with Soxus receive 15% more damage, excuse me. And the decay skill, throwing deterrent, like I said, just throw these two on cooldown, and you'll get an extra combined 70% weapon damage. Okay, that's pretty much it. You have to have the Torment and Agony. If you don't have the Torment and Agony, the build will not work. It's also a necessity. Just kidding, it's a pistol, we don't use it. Okay, and now we go to gameplay. Thank you guys.
clear. Where'd these bandits come from anyway?
They were insurgents. Defected to our side months ago.